Ooh, testing, 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 testing. Guys, can you hear me? How you guys doing? See y'all Link Junior in here. Um, yeah, man. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm just going here, just gonna read this affidavit of Bryan Kohberger. Um, just give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna go ahead and just let people know that I am live. Ooh, might be like a few people on here. We could talk about some other things as well too. You guys can hear me a little bit better. So yeah, thank you for one in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope everybody enjoy their day. We're gonna get started in a minute. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I got this all pulled up here. Sure everyone can hear me. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right, man. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this up here. So we know about this Bryan Kohberger, right? He's the perpetrator here that killed these four innocent college students here in Idaho. And I'm just gonna go read here the statement. Affidavits that written statement. Affidavit is pretty much the written statement. Oral if it's something they use for the evidence of court. And I was thinking too, like, hey, what I found out is that the roommate, when I made a video, the roommate actually saw this man with a ski mask and he left out, and they heard some commotion. But the thing is, too, it was just kind of interesting too, because maybe it's that fight or flight situation, right? They didn't call the police immediately when he was there. You would think they would do that instead of just waiting for so long, hours later to call. But we're gonna get into it, see what this affidavit say, and yeah, man, I'm just gonna start reading this here. All right, let's see. I'm gonna share the screen here. Hmm. And I'll be following you guys too a little bit. I'm gonna follow the chat just a little bit, just a little bit. Let's see what this looks like. See what this looks like. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. 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 All right. I think we got to pull it up here. It's about 19 pages. 19 pages long here. Make sure everybody's good. We're gonna talk about this. Before we get started, I gotta plug in my laptop real quick though. All right. Can you hear me? Okay, good, good. All right, we're gonna get started right here. Sorry about that. Freaking alarm went off. All right, now. right. See what we got here. All right. It said based on numerous interviews, police departments, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of evidence, I have learned the following. On the evening of November 12, 2022, Chapin and Kanoto are seen by boyfriend BF at the Sigma Chi House on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Ness Pierce Drive from approximately 9 p.m. On November 12th to 1:45 a.m. On November 13th, BF also estimated that at approximately 1:45 a.m., Chapin and Kanoto returned to the King Road residence. BF also stated that Chapin did not live in the King Road residence, but was a guest of Kanoto. All right, this will be known for a fact. Goncalves and Morgan were at a local bar, the Corner Club, at 202 in Main Street in Moscow. Goncalves and Morgan can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:30 a.m., Goncalves and Morgan can be seen on video at a local food vendor called The Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. Yeah, it was actually video footage of that too, if you guys were following the case. The Grub Truck live streams video from their food truck on the streaming platform Twitch, which is available for public viewing on their website. This video was captured by law enforcement as a private party reported that he provided a ride to Goncalves and Morgan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the Kings Road residence. Diem and BF both made statements during the interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Kanoto, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. So law enforcement identified a DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. Okay. I'm going to the next one. DM stated originally, you can really see this. I think went into the bedroom, the southeast side of the second floor. For DM stated that she was awakened by approximately 4 a.m. But what she stated sounded like Goncalves. 1 second. Look at the chat from Goncalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedroom. Wow. Which were located on the third floor. So a short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Goncalves say something to the effect of "There's someone here." That's key right there. A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Kanoto's phone showed this could also have been Kanoto, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake and using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12 a.m. So DM stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time, and when she heard what she thought was crying from Kanoto's room, then said she heard a male voice saying something to effect, "It's okay. I'm going to help you." Sick. At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 Kings Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 112 Kings Road, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. Wow, man. So a dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. That's the key thing. Someone was supposed to be there. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kanoto's bedroom. DM stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in back clothing and a mask that covered a person's mouth and nose walking towards her. DMs described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. And yeah, he had bushy eyebrows. It's their guy. Wow, man. The male walked past them as she stood in a frozen shock phase, fire flight. The male walked towards the back sliding door. DM looked herself in her. Wow. Next, so the room being pasted. The room after seeing the male DM did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer have left the scene. The combination of DM statements to law enforcement's reviews of forensic downloads of records from BF and DM's phone and video of a suspect video as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. So during the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a Latin shoe print. I'm sorry. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensic team by first using a presumptive blood test and amino black and protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond shaped pattern similar to the pattern of a Vans type shoe sole just outside the door of Dion's bedroom, located on the second floor. So this is consistent with Dion's statement regarding the suspect paths of travel. As part of the investigation, an extensive search, commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvas, was conducted in the area of the Kings Rose residence. This video canvas was obtained any footage from the early morning hours of November 13, 2022, in the area of the King Rose residence and surrounding neighborhoods in the effort to locate the suspects or suspects' vehicles traveling or leaving from the Kings Rose residence. This video canvas resulted in a collection of numerous surveillance videos. Yeah, King Rose residence is key helping in this investigation. So numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business addresses. I have reviewed numerous videos. Kidding me? That were located. Give me 1 second, guys. Thought I'd plug this in. Thank you guys for tuning in. How did this? There we go. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. So this video canvas resulted in collection numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business address. I have reviewed numerous videos that were collected and have had conversations with the other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing footage that was obtained. A review of the camera footage identified that a white sedan for suspect vehicle I was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. So both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns, and people commonly travel back and forth between them. So law enforcement officers provided video footage of suspect vehicles, one to forensics examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilized surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives visual clues of the vehicles across states to identify differences between vehicles. After reviewing the numerous observations of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, he indicated it could be also a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. As a result, the investigators have been reviewing information on persons and possessions of a vehicle that is a 2011-2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Investigators were given access to a video footage on the Washington State University campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicated that at approximately 2:44 a.m. on November 13, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. At approximately 2:53 a.m., a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle 1, I was observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington towards SR 270, and SR 270 intersects Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho. So this is the footage. Oh, shoot. Okay. Now we got the visuals here. Now, this footage from the Pullman, Washington was provided the same with the examiner. The forensic examiner identified the vehicle observed in Pullman, Washington as being a 2011-2016 Hyundai Elantra. At approximately 5:25 a.m., a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of a suspect vehicle 1 was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palouse River Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Costogo Drive. The white sedan was observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on SR 270 at approximately 5:27 a.m. The white Elantra was observed on cameras traveling northbound on Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, and Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. And you can see, guys, here's the visual here of everything. So we can zoom in a little bit. Okay. See, leaving WSU campus. Okay, so this is like the legend here. Wow, they really got this in detail here. And you can see the white Elantra return to WSU campus with the red. Wow. So he's traveling this way. He was leaving. And he's returning to the WSU campus. Wow. So the arrows are camera locations indicate vehicle direction of travel. On November 25th, 2022, MPD asked area law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for white Hyundai Elantras in the area. On November 29th, 2022, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University police officer Daniel Tingo cleared with white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of the query, be located at 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate LFZ 8649. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Kohberger. Hereafter, Kohberger is residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201, Pullman, Washington, at 1630. Wow, Northeast Valley Road is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way. So the same day, approximately at 12:58 a.m., WSU officers Curtis Wyman was looking for white Hyundai Elantra and located at 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in the Pullman area. So Valley Road is an apartment. Okay. Wow. Students offer Wyman in a car to Kohberger with a Washington tag. A review Kohberger's Washington State driver's license and information, a photograph. This license indicates that Kohberger is a white male with a height of 6 feet, weighs about 185 pounds. And additionally, the photograph of Kohberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Kohberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male DM saw inside the Kings Road's residence on November 13th. Further investigations, including a review of Latah County Sheriff Deputy CPO Duke's body cam and reports, show that on August 21st, 2022, Bryan Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop. I remember that traffic stop that occurred in Moscow, Idaho, by CPO Duke. At the time, Kohberger, who was the sole occupant, was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate LFC 8649, which was set to expire on November 30th, 2022. So during that stop, which was recorded via law enforcement body camera, Kohberger provided his phone number as, okay. Hereafter, the 88458 phone as a cellular phone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries has learned that the 88458 phone is a number issued by AT&T. Now, on October 14th, 2022, Bryan Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU police officer. Upon review of that body cam and report of the stop, Kohberger was the sole occupant and was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate LFZ 8649. On November 18, 2022, according to WA State, licensing Kohberger registered the 2015 with Elantra with WA and later received WA plate, CFB 8708. Prior to this time, the 2015 white Elantra was registered in Pennsylvania, which does not require a front license plate to display, and the communications with a Pennsylvania officer who is currently certified in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay. All right. Take a break real quick.
You almost done?
Yeah.
Because I need that tray.
See you in a minute. Halfway here.
Halfway.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys.
There's
You need that tree. All right. Okay, so investigators believe that Kohberger still driving the 2015 white Elantra because his vehicle was captured on December 13th, 2022 by a license plate. So Reader in Loma, Colorado. Information provided by a query on the database. Kohberger's Elantra was then cleared on December 15, 2022 by law enforcement in Hancock County, Indiana. So on December 16, 2022, at approximately 2:56 p.m., surveillance video showed Kohberger's Elantra in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. The sole occupant of the vehicle was a white male whose description was consistent with Kohberger. Kohberger has family in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. Learn through a TLO search and locate tool database query. So based on the information provided on the WSU website, Kohberger is currently a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University. Pursuant to records provided by a member of the interview panel for Pullman Police Department, we learned that Kohberger's past education included undergraduate degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. These records are also show Kohberger's wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2022. I found that kind of odd. Kohberger wrote in his essay he had interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. So Kohberger also posted a Reddit survey, which can be found by an open source internet search. The survey asks for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. And it's crazy, man. As part of an investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants, determined cellular devices, and utilized cellular towers in a close proximity to the Kings Road residence. November 13th, 2022, at 3 o'clock a.m., 6 a.m., after determining that Kohberger was associated to both the 2015 white Elantra and the 8458 phone, investigators reviewed the search warrant returns, a query of the 8458 phone, and these returns did not show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular tower resources in close proximity to the Kings Road residence between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. So based on my training, experience, and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of the investigation, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime or turn their cellular telephone off prior to going to a location to commit a crime. This is done by subjects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area with what a crime is committed. I also know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of the crime. Depending on the circumstances, this could be done a few days before, or for several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these times of the surveillance, it is possible that an individual will not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day. On December 23rd, 2022, I applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records between November 12th, 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the phone provider AT&T, approximately 24 hours preceding and following the times of the homicides. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received records for the 8458 phone from AT&T. So these records indicate that the 8458 phone is subscribed to Bryan Kohberger, all right, at an address at Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and that account has been open since June 23rd, 2022. So the records also includes his cellular site location information, CSLI, for the 8458 phone. After receiving this information, I consulted with an FBI special agent. This is certified as a member of the Cellular Analyst Survey Team. Members of the Survey team are certified with the FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI and are required to pass extensive training that includes both written and practical examinations prior to be certified with CAS, as well as the completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI CAS that I consulted with his over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years with the FBI. From the information provided by CAS, I was able to determine an estimated locations for the 8458 phone from November 12th, 2022 to November 13th, 2022, the time period authorized by the court. On November 13th, 2022, approximately 2:42 a.m., the 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources that provided to 1630 Northeast Valley Road. So that's apartment G201 Pullman on Washington. Hereafter, the Kohberger's residence at approximately 2:47 a.m. The 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provide coverage southeast of the Kohberger's residence, consistent with the 840 is leaving. Okay. This is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra at approximately 2:47 a.m. The 8458 phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without cellular coverage. It's going to be huge in court. The connection to that network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode or that the phone is turned off. 8458 phone does not report to the network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., at which time is utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to ID State Highway 95 south of Moscow, ID near Blaine, Idaho, north of Jennings. Between 4:50 a.m. and 5:26 a.m., the phone utilized cellular resources that are consistent with the phone south on ID State Highway 95 to Greece ID, ring towards. Okay, this is sort of like unknown. With Unitown ID and then north back into the Pullman area at approximately 5:30 a.m. The 8458 phone is utilizing resources that provide coverage to Pullman, Washington, and consistent with the phone traveling back to the Kohberger's residence. So the phone's movements are consistent with the movements of the white Elantra that is observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. Based on the review of the 8458 phone estimated locations and travel, the 8458 phone's travel is consistent with that of the white Elantra. Further review indicated that the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th, 2022 that are consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the area of the Kohberger's residence at approximately 9 a.m. traveling to Moscow, Idaho. So specifically, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that will provide coverage to the King Rose residence between 9:12 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. So the 8458 phone next utilized cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling back to the area of the Kohberger's residence and arriving to that area at approximately 9:32 a.m. So below is a description, not to scale, the possible route taken based off the cellular site locations. Okay, as you can see here, this is the visual here. Wow. Okay. So investigators found that the 8458 phone did connect to a cell phone tower that provides service to Moscow on November 14, 2022. But investigators do not believe the 8458 phone was in Moscow on that date. The 8458 phone has not connected to any towers that provide service to the Moscow since that date. But based on my training, experience, and the facts of the investigation thus far, I believe that Kohberger, the user of the 8458 phone, was likely the driver of the white Elantra that is observed the departing Pullman, Washington, and that this vehicle is likely suspect vehicle 1. Additionally, the route of the travel of the 8458 phone during the early morning hours of November 13, 2022, and the lack of the 8458 phone reporting to AT&T between 2:47 a.m. and 4:48 a.m. is consistent with Kohberger's attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicide that occurred at the Kings Rose residence. I'm gonna move on here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to the room.
You have like 5 of them?
No, I'm going to the room.
How much?
Like 15.
Because dinner's ready.
Okay. Here, just use that. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah. Oh. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Plug in my computer. That's crazy though. A lot of crazy stuff going on, man. And I'm glad that this was revealed here. We're getting a lot of information. All right, we're gonna continue here. Everything's good. We're going ahead and continue. Okay, so on December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Kohberger's historical CSLI from June 23rd, 2022 to current prospective locations information in a pen register trap and trace on the 8458 phone to aid in efforts to determine if Kohberger stalked any of the victims, in this case prior to the offense, and conducted surveillance on the Kings Road residence, was in contact with any other victims, associates before or after the alleged offense, any locations that may contain evidence of the murders that occurred on November 13, 2022, the location of the white Elantra registered to Kohberger, as well as the location of Kohberger. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time account was opened in June 2022. After consulting with CAS SA, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from June 2022 to present. The time period authorized by the court. The records for the 8458 phone show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to the area of 1122 Kings Road on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13, 2022. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening and early mornings of their respective days. One of these accusations on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources providing coverage to the Kings Road residents from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Latah County Sheriff Deputy CPO Duke, as mentioned above. The 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time at the Farm Road Pullman Highway. Further analysis of the cellular data provided showed the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13, 2022, consistent with the phone traveling from Pullman, Washington to Lewiston, Idaho, via U.S. Highway 195. At approximately 12:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that will provide coverage to Kate's Cup of Joe Coffee that's located at 810. Dang. Okay. A little visuals here, some more. Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington surveillance. The U.S. Chef store located at 820 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington, and adjacent to Kate's Cup of Joe showed a white Elantra consistent with the suspect vehicle 1. Drive past Kate's Cup of Joe at the time, consistent with the cellular data from the 8548 phone. All right, at approximately 12:46 p.m., the 8458 phone then utilized cellular data in the area of the Albertson grocery store at 400 Bridge Street in Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage obtained from the Albertson show Kohberger's exit the white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle 1 at approximately 12:49 p.m. So interior surveillance camera showed Kohberger walk through the store. He purchased unknown items at the checkout and leave approximately 1:04 p.m. Kohberger's possible path of travel is depicted below. Okay. Huh. All right. Additional analysis of records for the phone that's indicated that between approximately 5:32 p.m. and 5:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage to the Johnson, Idaho. The 8458 phone then stops reporting to the network from approximately 5:36 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That is consistent with the 8458 phone being the area that the 8458 phone traveled in the hours immediately following the suspected time the homicides occurred. On December 27, 2022, Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from the Kohberger's family residence located in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. That is key. That trash, yep. They was able to get a little bit of that DNA. Refer to that evidence was set was sent to the Idaho State Lab for testing. So on December 28, 2022, the Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile obtained from the trash and a DNA profile obtained from the sheath identify a male as not being excluded as the biological father of suspect profile. At least 99.99998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. Based on the above information, I am requesting an arrest warrant be issued for Bryan C. Kohberger, date of birth 11/21/94, for burglary at 112 King Street in Moscow, Idaho, and 4 counts of murder in the first degree for the murders of Madison, Mogan, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Canode, and Ethan Chapman. I declare under penalty of perjury pursuant to the law of the state of Idaho that the foregoing is true and correct. And so this was dated and signed. Finit. Okay. 157. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. That's yeah, that's it. The affidavit. Yeah, man. So read this a little bit for us. So below information, let me see. There we go. Below information is provided by the Brett Payne, who is duly appointed, qualified, and acting peace officer within the county of Latah, state of Idaho. Now, Brett Payne is employed by the Moscow Police Department in the official capacity or position of the corporal and has been a trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 4 years. Now, CPL Payne is being assisted by members of the Idaho State Police and agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. On November 13, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department Sergeant Blaker and I responded to 112 Kings Road, Moscow, Idaho, hereafter the King Road residence, to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon arrival, the Idaho State Police forensics team was on scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. MPD officer OFC Smith, one of the initial responding officers to the incident, advised he will walk me through the scene. Oh, wow. So Smith and I entered the Kings Road's residence through the bottom floor. On the north side of the building, OFC Smith and I then walk upstairs to the second floor. Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned that Xana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room with Xana Carnodo, hereafter Carnodo room. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. Now, as I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Carnodo's, laying on the floor. Wow, she was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Also in the room was a male, later identified as Ethan Chapman. Hereafter, Chapman was also deceased with wounds, later determined, autopsy report provided. Wow, the county medical examiner, all right, December 15, 2022, to be caused by sharp force injuries. I then follow OFC Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedrooms on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Kaylee Goncalves, hereafter Goncalves' room. I later learned from the review of Officer Noon's body camera there was a dog in the room when Moscow police officer initially responded. The dog belonged to Goncalves and her ex-boyfriend, Jack Decor. I found out from my interview with Jack on November 13, 2022, that he and Goncalves shared a dog. Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Motion's hereafter Mogan's bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. Now, as I entered this bedroom, I could see 2 females in a single bed in the room. Both Goncalves and Mogan were deceased with visible stab wounds. Wow, so they were visible. I also later noticed that appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Morgan's right side when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed and had Kabar USMC and the United States Marine Corps Eagles globe and anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. So the Idaho State Lab located a single source of male DNA. They left on the bottom snap of the knife sheath. Wow. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. Two of the interviews included BF and DM. Both DF were inside the Kings Road's residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. Leo's bedrooms were located on the east side of the first floor of the Kings Road residence. Yeah, they had to use their initials, I'm assuming, for the affidavit. That's what that was instead of their full name. Man, that was crazy. So yeah, that's complete of the affidavit, man. Like I said, rest in peace to these young people, man. It's unfortunate, but he's gonna be in jail for the rest of his life. And if this goes to trial, I guarantee you, he will probably face the death penalty. I know they want him to get the death penalty, and he's so rightfully deserved. So the affidavit, it really, like I said, definitely went into detail. I'm glad this was released when they successfully extracted him back to Idaho, where the crime took place. So they found him in Pennsylvania, and I was hearing about this story. I'm like, man, this is a PhD student. He literally dedicated his life trying to find out how to get away with crimes and things of that nature. And I think he was trying to make an example out of him and think he was going to get away. But nope, that sheath and you got that DNA. I already knew this wasn't going to be a perfect crime. So it took a minute. I believe police officers already had that guy the whole time, but they was going to release only can release so much information to the public, right? So that was the only, man. This was good. Like, you guys can read this for your own information here. Just go ahead and just type in, the affidavit PDF. But yeah, man, this was really detail oriented. And if this goes to court, yeah, he's definitely. I mean, only thing he can fight is like that death penalty. But I mean, that's his best bet, to save his life. But in prison, he's probably going to get beat, probably, yeah, humiliated, all these things. So it's not going to be looking good for him. And we pretty much probably going to see and read about some more information about this man. You might be on suicide watch. It's gonna be something crazy. But hey, his father too. When they were actually pulled over for tailgating, that's really rare. But he was pulled over for tailgating. You can see the reaction of his dad. His dad was looking so puzzled. And then you look at him. You look at the Kohberger. He was driving the vehicle. He was like, "Oh shoot, they got me." Like, you can tell, like, "Oh man, this is not looking good for me." Now, it's not gonna be looking good for him. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm glad that these people gonna get justice. I know they say innocent until proven guilty, but I believe they got the right guy. I mean, based on reading this information, I believe they got the right guy. So oh man, it's crazy, man. I'm just glad that we finally can get some peace, and I know this probably can restore some peace back to the Moscow, Idaho on campus, man. But I know they probably had to move. Somebody got murdered, man. I couldn't even imagine, like, the kids there had to remove themselves from the campus, during the school year, and just to come back. That's like, man, it's a freaking serial killer on the loose. Like, I'm afraid of my life, and it's understandable. So I just pray that those who stood at that school, they will get through the semester safely, man. Because there's some crazy people out here, man. And I believe he acted out alone, but I just couldn't believe it, man. So, but that's the video. I know this was kind of long. Thank you guys who actually still by here for the longest. You guys are really real. I really appreciate it. And to the other people who's gonna catch this video a little bit later, like I said, I just wanna just go ahead and read that affidavit to you guys, man. I really do. So, till next time, man. To this, if anything else, I want to talk about, I might go ahead and do it. Oh, what's up, DJ Killzone? Thanks for coming in here, bro. I really appreciate you, man. So Killzone Jones. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'll go ahead and subscribe to him. Really love you guys, man. But yeah, that's pretty much I have. If you guys don't have any other thoughts or right now, any other topics. But yeah, I really feel like, like I said, this man's gonna definitely get the death penalty. But this is a high profile case here, and like I said, so much on his attorneys to do. If I was him, I would not fight this because it's just some amount of evidence here. I will run it back. Have a good night, bro. Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys coming in here. All right, beautiful wife. I should make a video, a movie review.
Are
They
you
can
gonna
hear.
eat with me?
Yeah, and they heard that.
Grilled cheese.
And they heard that. They said yummy. Oh my goodness, man. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. Ooh. Yep. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Please share this video. Y'all tell me what y'all thoughts here, man. If he's gonna get the death penalty, I believe he will. Based on these heinous crimes, like I said, I'm praying hard for the families and the victims, especially Concav's father. I know he's in distress right now, but at least they will receive some type of justice, and that's all that matters right now. But like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I love you guys. Until next time, I might be out here a little bit later. I'm out. This is.
You want to